You are Locked On Ole Miss, your daily podcast on the Ole Miss Rebels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
You know, there is a template to beat this LSU team, and I know that they have brought some players in the portal, and they're a little bit better team, but there is a template of what's happened, and Brian Kelly himself is the reason that this was brought to our attention. He said that he is handling this week real similarly to the LSU Texas A&M game from a year ago. And just listening to it and all of that, you wouldn't freak out about it. But if you see this, you see that A&M beat LSU by 15 points and completely skull dragged them in the second half. They just absolutely took them apart through running simple zone read plays. They had trouble stopping a running quarterback, and a running quarterback was able to unlock their whole defense whenever you look at what Blake Baker has on that side of the ball. This is the template. Connor Weigman didn't have the best game. He was a pocket passer. He did not throw for very many yards, but neither did Marcel Reed. But Marcel Reed was able to come in and run the zone read, and they were able to get explosive play after explosive play after explosive play on the run. And that tells me, again, that probably Trinidad should start this game. Not be the starting quarterback at this point, but start this game. If you look at what to watch for in this game, I think LSU is basically the Ole Miss team from 2024 so far this season. So can you force the pressure to build on LSU? How do they handle it? That will be really interesting. And also the Ole Miss defense affecting Garrett Nussmeier. It's not necessarily sacks, it's just affecting him. That'll be a key in this game, and it's likely the easiest path to a victory for Ole Miss. And third of all, do not under any circumstances, no circumstances, give LSU a short field. Make them drive the length of the field to score a touchdown, and you should be pretty good there. This is the best team that Ole Miss has played this year. Ole Miss actually has to come out and give their best effort to handle LSU. And I expect Ole Miss to give out their best effort in this game. With players rumored coming back, with Austin Simmons rumored taking part in practice, and we're not knowing who the starting quarterback is going to be this weekend, the defense takes on an added responsibility. Because if we're going to be real, what happens if Lane Kiffin chooses wrong when it comes to quarterbacks? That is the question. What if he just makes a mistake on his decision and it's the wrong one? The defense has to play pretty well. Now, the good news is, and this is something that I take solace in, the defense flashed against Tulane in the second half. It was anytime it was fourth down and you knew they were going to run the ball. Once Tulane was one-dimensional, they ate. They played behind the line of scrimmage. Even if you needed a yard, you weren't going to be able to make it. The defensive line played like we all expected that defensive line to play. Against LSU, it could be a little bit of a different animal. But the weak point in this game, if you just looked at all the stats, the resistible force versus the movable object, if you will, it would be LSU's run offense against Ole Miss's run defense. And Ole Miss flashing against Tulane lets me know that Ole Miss is going to be in a good position to potentially win that battle. And that's pretty big because we always talk about it. What unlocks the Pete Golding defense is 2nd and 5, 3rd and 2. Once you get behind the chains, he's an excellent 3rd and long coach. He's an excellent 2nd and long coach. Occasionally, yes, they will complete a big play that gets a first down completely out of nowhere, but overall, he is really good as a long yardage coach. So it's going to be imperative on Ole Miss to get LSU into those long yardage situations. And how you do that is through the front seven. Andrew Jones played a little bit last week. I expect him to be in the game again this week as well. as everybody seems to be getting back to healthy. The question is, when is Jaylon Braxton going to make it back in the lineup? Whenever he gets on the field, that's probably the last step away from having a completely healthy football team. Luke Haas coming back. I expect to see 12, 13 personnel all over again. Seeing short yardage, 13 personnel, just kind of warmed my heart. 3 tight end sets. I love those, especially with the weapons that Ole Miss has. This game will be interesting to see who starts and takes the first snap at quarterback and what Lane Kiffin has cooked up against this Blake Baker defense. Those are the 2 main questions. Anyway, tune in tomorrow. If you have a Fire TV, you can catch me on College Football Kickoff. They're going to interview me about that and put that in there, and they're going to get me basically Friday. They're going to put it on my site as well, so you'll be able to hear what's said. But it's Drake Toll, Gary Patterson, and Tolley is his last name. I forgot his first name, maybe Josh. But we'll see exactly how that goes. It should be a lot of fun, but it's LSU week. We can start campaigning for the game to return to Halloween. There's so many things for Ole Miss fans to be excited about in regards to this game, and we're going to talk about it tomorrow with Matt Moscana, and we are going to talk about it Friday in the Why Ole Miss Wins episode. So just stick around for that. Should be a fun week if we see how it goes. Anyway, thanks for making Locked On Ole Miss your go-to source for Ole Miss sports. We pride ourselves on offering the most comprehensive perspectives, which is why we're the front door of Ole Miss. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. It helps the show and it is completely free. Your support means the world to us. It's another big moment for Locked On. College football fans, Locked On and Fire TV present College Football Kickoff, your ultimate college football weekly preview. Drake Toll of Locked On Big 12 leads the conversation. A two-time AP Coach of the Year, Gary Patterson, and former college star Jesse Holley, that's his name, and Locked On's local experts as well. College Football Kickoffs preview only is available on Locked On and Amazon Fire TV. So catch College Football Kickoff every Thursday throughout the season only on Fire TV. Hotty toddy, everybody. And remember, analytics is just the old English word that means bad football. We'll see you tomorrow.